Me again, entrepreneur, boring, no fat, whiny woman, bonbon eating, tryptophan wearing, bad hair doing, obligation, video time. Gee golly whiz, is it election season already? We all know what happens during election season. People mysteriously get sick. Ain't that something? Well, I'm going to show you something today, and no, my number one admirer, it is not witchcraft. It is merely chemistry. So what I'm going to show you is how to extract a compound that's called shikimic acid. This is a compound that is found in nature, and how pharmaceutical companies manage to get a patent on it to call it Tamiflu, I will never know. I will never know. So this is a way to get essentially Tamiflu as get the compound out of its shikimic acid. There are 3 things around right now that you can get shikimic acid from. Number one is gumdrops, gumballs. You've probably seen them on trees, gumball tree. The seeds in the gumball tree are very highly concentrated with shikimic acid, and using them in a tincture is fantastic. However, you do not drop them in a jar and cover them with alcohol. You will not get any shikimic acid that way. You actually have to bust them open and get the seeds, which actually have the shikimic acid, and allow the alcohol to get to it. Another thing that you can get shikimic acid out of is star anise. Not star anise seed, but the actual star anise, and I might show you that in another video. You can actually do that with a espresso machine. But since we might not have access to a bunch of spices and whatnot, who knows? Who knows? Most of us can find a pine tree, and we can get the compound out through it. Pine tree is what you need. You can either use red pine or white pine. White pine is preferred because it has the higher concentration of shikimic acid. How do you know if it's a white pine? If I can get this to focus. If you grab one stem, you can see it has 5 needles. That is a white pine. Red pines have 3. Now, red pines are notorious for causing miscarriages. It can cause miscarriage in cattle if cattle graze on red pine needles. I will also say this: do not use this. Any type of pine, anything, if you're pregnant or if you're nursing. That's you know how it is. You can't even take an aspirin. Anyway, let's get on this. The shikimic acid is an analgesic. It's antibacterial, antifungal, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial. This is also an antiseptic, anti-tumor, antiviral, and a decongestive. It's used to detoxify, and it's also a disinfectant. You can use it as a disinfectant. So multiple uses for this. So let's get started. In the jar, I have 100 proof alcohol. In order to do this, you need a 1 part material to a 28 part menstruum, which would be your alcohol. And you also, for optimal extraction, you need 77% of ethanol. Most places do not sell it at 77%, but you can get it close. You can put 3 cups of 100 proof with 1 cup of distilled water or filtered water, spring water best, well water, which will come up to 1 quart. I guess we can go ahead and do that. This will give you 1 quart of your liquid to extract it, which is called a menstruum. And to that, we need 28 grams, or I think it's actually, 1 to 28, 1 gram of pine needle to 28 grams. I've done this multiple times, so I can already tell you that for this, I'm going to need roughly 27.6 grams. It doesn't have to be exact. So make sure you guys scale it. Don't, like I said, don't have to be, oh my goodness, I was off by 3 points of a gram. It ain't going to cause a problem. You can actually, if you can get 80 proof and just fill it up, a quart bottle with 80 proof, that will be fine. It is not going to be a deal breaker. It will affect the amount you get, yes, but it is better to have it than not to. Now 28 grams of pine needles is quite a bit, so. And try to get fresh. Try to get the ones that do not have the brown on it. Oops, it's an ounce, so let's change it over. So 20 grams. And if you get a little extra, that's, like I said, it is not a deal breaker. And since my scale does not go to 27.6, I will do the 28. Now, instead of just taking this and sticking it in your jar of liquid, you need to chop this up very finely. If you have time and patience, you can use scissors or a knife or what have you. But I have got a dedicated spice grinder, so I'm just going to cut these up enough to where they're going to fit. And yes, this will get all over the place. And a lot of people ask, how does it taste? Well, it tastes like you're chewing on a pine cone. That's what it tastes like. But it is actually, it's good. I gave this to my mother-in-law. She was on breathing medication. She's had the flu for 4 months now. And the medications they were giving her was no good. They were like, oh, you got COPD. Ain't nothing we can do. Da, 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 da. So I brought her this, and within 2 weeks, she's getting better and getting off the medication. So it's not saying it is a miracle cure, but it does help the body to get you better. There is a lot of vitamin C in pine needles, so I'm sure that will also help you out. Put this on, grind it up. It's gonna be loud. And to be honest, I probably should have done this in 2 batches. I said it's probably too much on it. Didn't chop it as fine. So let's rearrange it a little bit. Put it back on. The finer you can chop it, the better. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take these large ones out that are not going to chop. Take this out, and I'll do it in 2 batches. Which is why I should have done it in the first place. So. Take this out. If you can, get stainless. Don't use plastic. And as you can see, I will get people say, oh my goodness, you disrespected the spirit. I'm not worried about the spirit of the plant, okay? Don't believe in that nonsense. So if I can get this as fine as I can, the product is going to be much better. So let me dump that in. Put my second batch in. Like I said, it is somewhat messy. But it's totally worth it. Since we discovered this, my husband and I hasn't had the flu or pneumonia or the whatever, the election bug. We haven't had it, so totally worth it. Once again, just dump it in. Now, in order to get the process going, to get it to where you can use it, and to be able to get the matter outside, get the acid, the shikimic acid outside of the plant cell wall, you do need to manipulate this. And leaving it out on a dark, cool cabinet for 8 weeks is not going to cut it. You actually do need a machine to extract it with. So let me set this over here. Put a lid on it. Get that out of your way. That is why I have this machine. This is fantastic. I think I paid maybe $70 for this. It is a ultrasonic cleaner. It is Vever. It's cheap, but it's Vever. Even though Vever is cheap, they do make quality products, so we'll say that. It has a heater on it. You need to put this at 65 degrees Celsius. Now, if you have an ultrasonic cleaner without a heater on it, that is 145 degrees Fahrenheit. You can put boiling hot water in it, 145 degree Fahrenheit water in it for the extraction time. But if you do get one with a heater on it, put it at 65 degrees Celsius or 145 Fahrenheit. And for the timer, you put it on for 25 minutes. Run this for 25 minutes and it will do the extraction out of here. You do have to filter it. You can use coffee filters for this. For the end product, I'll strain it through 4 regular coffee filters. And this is your end product. This is what it looks like once it's gone through the extraction process. We're running low, that's why I decided, I'll go ahead and make a video on how to do it. So, and you take this about a half a shot at night. What would that be? Maybe 3 tablespoons, I guess, 3 tablespoons of it. And you take it if you feel a tickle in your throat, feel like you're getting sick, feel like you're getting a sinus headache, anything like that. You take it for a week, maybe 2 weeks, and yeah, you should be good. During flu season, or if we're around people that have the flu, we'll take it for 3 days. Like if we go to church and a lot of people are sick, we'll take it for 3 days, and just get the extra vitamin C and the extra boost on our immune system during that time. So anyway, I want to show you how to make it, how to extract the shikimic acid out of it. It's 3 cups, 100 proof, 1 cup filtered water, or you can use 80 proof vodka. 77 is the 77% ethanol is the premier proof to get the most out of your extraction. So 3 over isn't going to kill you, or a couple under ain't going to kill it. But to 1 quart, it's 28 grams of pine needle. White pine is the one that has the 5 needles coming out. Red is the one that has 3. You get more out of the white pine than you do the red pine. Anyway, folks, just want to show that to you since it is coming up on election season. And hope everybody's safe and everybody is well. And I hope you can use this. And as always, please read that Bible and have a fantastic day.